But what does that mean? The point of what I did, though, was not to make money. The point of what Tactical Rabbit was supposed to do is, again, the defense of goodness. Because I saw that HSBC was wrong, and I realized you have to sometimes lose everything or risk everything to defend goodness. So what I decided to do was I started self-financing my own intelligence operations. Now, if you go online to tacticalrabbit.com, and I'm not plugging my site, I'm just saying if you go on and you see the intelligence reports that we've done, we find situations and we find, especially counterterrorism, and I self-finance. I use my own money to investigate those situations and bring forth the truth and justice that people deserve. So in this case, what happened was, and I'm not going to name the person, but an alumni came to me, and they came to Tactical Rabbit, and they submitted to us certain intelligence indicating that there was a major fraud going on here. So I had my intel officers look at it. We did a preliminary review of the situation, and my intel guys made the case saying, Everett, we need to look into this further. So what I did was I invested $10,000 of my own money. I'm not getting paid for this. And I want to make that very clear because I've been getting some messages online from people saying with motives or whatever. There's no payment. So my intelligence officers launched an entire operation. Now, what Tactical Rabbit does is human intelligence operations. Now, I don't know if any of you know what that is, but it's human-to-human contact. So we developed sources, and we were doing this for about 3 months. And what we figured out is the following. And this is what I wanted to come here, and I couldn't just put everything in a report and post it online for you guys just to read. Because you have to see my face. You have to see my sincerity. You have to see that I'm standing here, and I'm just being honest with you guys. And I'm going to take questions and answers, and I wanted to put my face to the accusations. So if Briar College or Jones or Rice want to sue me afterwards, they can be my guest. I really don't care. Actually, HSBC has tons of lawyers that are suing me right now, so they can get in line, take a number. So the thing is let's get into the facts and let's explain what is really going on, because as the students of Briar and as alumni, you have a right to understand what is going on. Now again, I don't know if I can provide the solution. I pray to God I can fix this because I see an injustice. But all I can do is present my findings and hope that one of you goes forward, does enhanced due diligence, and makes something happen. That's what I'm praying for here. Someone watching on TV, make something happen. Make a donation. I don't know. Something. I just know that there's something wrong, and I'm saying that there's something wrong. That's all I'm here for. And all of you in this crowd know there's something wrong. You just don't know what it is. Well, now I'm going to explain it to you, okay? And if you don't believe me at the end of it, well, that's fine. But, again, I have invested a lot of time and resources into this, and I stand behind it. And I'm standing in front of you as a person, as a man. I'm looking you in the eye, about to say what I'm going to say. And that's what's important. That it was critical that I did this in person. So it's not a publicity stunt that some people were saying. This is not about that. It's about making sure what I'm about to tell you sticks. It's about making sure the allegations stay. So let's get into it. So how does this thing start? So it starts with Jones announcing the closure of the school. Okay? Now, no one knew what was going on with the closure of the school, and no one really knew, this Jones. He was a new guy. Now, really, he was brought on by Rice. Okay? And again, I'm assuming you all know the characters here. And the board, okay? Rice is the head of the board, and underneath Rice are the other board members. So Jones announces the school closing, which leads to the alumni taking action and demanding that there's transparency in the financial documentation. Because what didn't make sense was that the administration was saying the college has to close, but on the other hand, there was still plenty of money there. So the alumni didn't quite get that. And we didn't get it either. So the thing is this, and let me just make this very clear. The college can be saved, okay? There's plenty of money and plenty of people who care enough, who want to make a difference, and who can keep this college open. So now we have this interesting situation that has occurred, okay? Because we have the alumni up in arms saying there's a huge problem here. We don't know really what it is. There's a lot of smoke. There's a lot of ink. We need someone to investigate. So they call the Attorney General. So the Attorney General turns around and basically just says no. He does not investigate this. And what the Attorney General says is that this is a Sweet-Briar problem. It's a private problem. Well, let me just make a quick side mark here to the Attorney General. As an intelligence director and as a United States Senate candidate, let me just say that this is not a Sweet-Briar problem. Because what happened is that we believe that the students, that Rice and Jones planned on this college being shut down and knew while taking applications from students. That means that they're taking federal loans to finance their education, and guess what that's called? It's called fraud. It's called fraudulent concealment. It's illegal. And what should happen is not only a federal investigation, but all the students that were accepted in the time period in which they were planning and basically driving this college to the ground, those funds should be refunded to the students. I don't care if they can transfer it to another school. It doesn't matter. It was still, those loans were taken under false pretenses. Again, hence the word fraud. All right, let's continue. So now we have Jones and Rice with the alumni, coming forward, show us documentation, show us transparency. And then you have no documentation. Jones and Rice are not producing anything. They're not even showing up to meetings last week, right? So we got a tip that documents were being shredded, and we heard this from a number of sources, very credible sources. Now, I've heard of documents being shredded in the Nixon White House. So immediately my alarm bells go up there. So there's something wrong if someone's shredding documents. So now let's go into how, so Sweet-Briar alerts, we get intelligence alerted to Tactical Rabbit. So we launch these human intelligence operations, we develop these sources, and what we're told is by very credible sources that, and again, we cannot name sources, we're an intelligence firm, we have to protect them. But what I'm asking for is after this presentation, I seriously, you guys, the sources know who they are, and I ask that you please come forward and put yourselves out there like I did with HSBC. Sometimes you just have to do it to do the right thing. So basically, we believe that Rice is the brains behind this operation. Jones was kind of put in place to kind of just implement the plan. So what happens is that there's a number of bond trades that are made. Okay, and I want you guys, and again, what I'm saying, you can research this and figure it out on your own. I'm just connecting the dots so you can go and you know where to look. But there was bond manipulation that took place. So, for instance, if you're an owner of a company, right, and you go ahead and you sell a whole bunch of shares of stock because you know your company is about to, lose a contract, that's called illegal. You go to jail for that, for insider trading. So that's what Jones and Rice did with the bonds. And again, I'm making the allegation. I know I'm right. They know I'm right. And if you look at the bond transactions, and if the SEC takes a look at the transactions, they're going to find the same thing. So going forward, note that the actual manipulation of accounting documents. Now this is important. And this is why I believe the alumni and the students are not getting the proper transparency. Because here's the thing, I don't believe the whole board, is conspiring against Sweet-Briar. I really don't. I've researched every single one of these board members. A lot of them are good people. I don't see anything wrong with them. What I think is happening is that they're being fed information that is incorrect and manipulated, and then now they're going forward and making decisions based on faulty intelligence. But I believe that manipulation is being caused and is occurring because of Rice. And again, if Rice wants to sue me because I'm saying that he's manipulating financial documents, go for it. I know you are. So you're gonna lose in court. So going forward, the information. Now, this is important. So what we were trying to figure out was what was Rice's motive here, right? The guy's a millionaire. Why would he risk this? It just didn't make any sense to me. You know, and you know, even we thought of the severance packages, and initially, even on Facebook, I made some posts with the severance packages, and I apologize for that. I made a mistake on that. Because you're right, the faculty is great, and they're just getting hammered in this, and there are no severance packages, and whatever severance package Rice is going to get, he makes that an interest in his bank account in a year, so he doesn't care. So what's the real motive here? So that's why we had to look at Rice and his background. And what we found is that Rice owned a defense contracting firm, okay? It was not just computer security. What they did was mission-critical intelligence work. Now, as an intelligence director, I'm telling you, what this guy did was major, okay? And he's very connected in with the FBI, with the CIA, with the DOJ. He's very well connected in with these people. And let's go through his companies, because what the claim that Rice has made and what his lawyers have made is that he has no involvement with any of these companies. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's not true. He is involved with these companies, and he would benefit from the sale of Briar. Let me back up and repeat that. Rice would benefit from the sale of this college. And let's get into that one, because now this gets interesting. So he's going to end up, so Rice owned PEC Solutions, right, which ended up turning into Integrated, but that went to AC, that went to Nortel. And then it went to Avea. Now, the thing is that he still, all his close associates and contacts are still with this company. And what's happening is that he actually, Rice himself does not own any shares in this company. He doesn't. He's done something much smarter. He's not a schmuck. What he's done is he's using his wife's, the Rice Family Foundation, and he's buying up stock in that fashion. But through his wife's name. His wife owns the company, not him. So look at and you can see the SEC documents show what stocks he's purchasing. We've gone through them. So the thing is that there's a program called Eagle 2. Now, Eagle 2 was created by the Department of Homeland Security to fund basically wireless intelligence situations and companies, and to promote basically wiretapping, I guess you could say. So Eagle 2 is awarding these federal government contracts, okay, to a number of companies. And they're looking for a lot of land. And if you look at the federal government contracts, again, this is public record, you'll see that Rice's companies are getting these government contracts. So they're being awarded, we're talking millions and millions of dollars. And about 2 hours north of here, well, actually more like 90 miles, Verizon just built a facility that is in combination with the U.S. government. Now, this is, I don't know if this is specifically a U.S. land grab, but what I do know is that Rice is offering this to his friends and cronies, and there's something very, very wrong here. And I highly suggest this is looked into, investigated, and the DOJ gets involved. And again, this is not a Briar issue. It is, and it's not. This is a justice issue. And America has to pay attention to this issue, because if we let Briar go down, we let a piece of America go down, because we cannot let injustice prevail. Justice is the defense of our freedoms. And if this college goes down, then our freedoms are in jeopardy. So that's what I have to say. I'm here to take questions and answers, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions. Please. So you raise your hand, and then I can call on you. Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon. My name is Laverne Page, and I'm class 06, and I work here at the library. I've been kind of following your posts on the web, and you stated that you went to law enforcement with your information. Are you able to say what law enforcement you went to and what their response was and why they didn't follow up on this?
I went to federal law enforcement, and they don't, there's not enough public pressure to make them move. And that's what prompted me to do this today, was to try to get some type of public pressure where people will say, this is outrageous, this is not some small town problem, but an American problem, and we cannot let this happen to a group of young women. Hopefully I'm successful today. I don't know. I might have bombed it out, but hopefully I've accomplished it, and maybe hopefully I can make this makes a difference. Hopefully. Dan.
Can you tell us exactly how Mr. Rice is benefiting from the demise of Briar?
Restate the question.
Yeah, can you say it again, sir? I'm sorry.
Can you tell us exactly how Mr. Rice is benefiting from the demise of Sweetbriar?
He wants to know how Rice is benefiting from the demise of Sweetbriar. What we believe is occurring is Rice is that this is going to be a land sale for defense contracting and to his buddies and to his companies. That's what we believe. I mean, there's no, all indications point to that. I mean, we've looked at every possible scenario and motivation here, and it doesn't make sense to me that you have a board member who really has no connection to Sweetbriar, who is just literally driving the organization into the ground. Now, let me back up on that for a second. Sweetbriar, okay, it was interesting. On my way down here on the train, I was talking to some women who were next to me, and what they were saying was that the American public feels that Sweetbriar is being that Sweetbriar was mismanaged and it just hasn't been doing well the last couple of years. Programs haven't occurred. So what I'm saying though is that Rice has made it very overt in his actions that he does not, since his start here, that he does not want this college to succeed. And that's concerning. Ma'am.
Could you go over the list of companies one more time? You mentioned PEC, and then PEC became something, which became something. Could you go over that one more time?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to post everything online, and we're going to have an intel report out in about a week. But yeah, no, we're going to have all this for you, and we're going to be delivering it to law enforcement again. Ma'am.
You said that the feds didn't feel that there was enough public pressure to do something. Do you have any recommendations on what we can do? Because the Saving Sweetbriar group, which kind of represents a lot of activities that are going on to try and save the schools, we've been doing as much as we can to try and get public attention on this. Any suggestions on what else we can do?
Question.
What the lady wants to know is because the government is not acting on this, what are the solutions, what they can do, and that they're trying extremely, they're trying everything possible, to be successful here in saving the college. My answer to that, I don't know. I really don't. I've been racking my brain on the solution, on that question, as to how I can try to come up with a solution, because I see the injustice, and I don't want to just call it out. I want to fix it. But I don't know how, and I'm not sure I'm capable or have the resources to do it. And that's actually why I'm trying to run for Senate, because I think I could do something there, but that's besides the point. But the thing is that I think that what needs to happen is you ladies need to keep yelling and yelling and yelling and fight this to the death, meaning you fight this to the day it closes. And you know what? It's not, I pray it doesn't close, but you just make sure your voices are heard. And you know what? Whatever solutions you and the students come up with, I will help as much as I possibly can, and I will use as much time and resources as possible. That much I promise you. But I honestly don't have the solution. I don't want to give you a BS answer.
Question here?
Yes.
I think I heard you say that Rice and the other guy are probably guilty of fraud. Have you requested the Attorney General of Virginia to look into fraudulent criminal charges against them?
Question.
Or is it your intention to have someone do that in the near future?
He wants to know if the Attorney General, if we have reached out to him, notifying him of potential fraud, and if not, if we're going to do so in the future. Well, one, the Attorney General will definitely know after today. He should have known before, because I believe that the Attorney General, has a pretty good understanding of what's going on, to be honest with you. I think Herring, I'm not going to accuse Herring of anything, but, I think he needs to take a closer look. And
Is he ducking his duties by not pressing charges?
Yes.
yes.
Yes, he is! Yes, he is!
I think the Attorney General, I respect his position as Attorney General, but I will say that as Attorney General, he is not promoting justice in the way it's supposed to be promoted. And he's not setting an example for the young people of America or America in general. I have a problem with him, I'm not going to lie.
Wouldn't it then be logical to have impeachment charges against the Attorney General for not pressing his duties properly?
Yes.
Yes! Impeach Herring! Yes! Yes! You have a war on women, Herring. 114-year institution. Briar College, founded by Indiana Fletcher Williams. Donor intent. That's very important, Herring. 114-year-old institution for women. Herring, you have a war on women if you're not supporting Briar. Saving Briar, Herring.
I just want you to know, I think she should have spoken here today instead of me, because she's doing a much better job. Thank you. No, look, what's happening here is outrageous. Okay, let's just be honest. I mean, it's outrageous. And the officials are not doing anything about it, and I think because it has to do with, because I think the government has possible plans for this land. And I think that there's a motive there, and that's why people in government are not moving. And that's why when my intelligence officers came to me with this conclusion, I was nervous. And I was nervous because I'm calling out the U.S. government on this, and I'm running for Senate, which is going to hurt me in Washington, to be honest with you.
To help us get those connections, there's plenty of us who want to make a stink. It's trying to get people's attention. And at the end of the day, having a connection somewhere is how we're going to get that attention. So,
Yeah, and let me respond to that. I promise you, and I promise everybody here, okay, that not only is Tactical Rabbit going to be fighting for this cause, okay, but my campaign's going to be fighting for this cause, even though it's not in Pennsylvania, I don't care, that we are going to be going all out and ballistic, okay, to make sure the good guys win in the end and that there's justice. We are not going out without a fight. I'm not, after this press conference, this is not, oh, Everett Stern just goes away. No. I will continue to help, and I will give you help with as many connections as possible. I promise you that.
Thank you.
Have you seen an estimate of the value on current market prices of the approximately 3,200 acres and about 50 very well-built buildings? What value is at stake here, and is that a prize that these people are fighting for?
Yes, and that information I'm going to be releasing in about a week. What Tactical Rabbit did, this intelligence operation just stopped, but we've actually been trying to buy the college. My intelligence guys were pretending to be other people, high net worth individuals. Sorry to the real estate brokers out there for wasting your time. But you know, we've been trying to do that, and we got a good estimate on the value. But I need to dissect that information, put it in its proper place, and also there's some legalities to that. So
It's 190.
let me hold off on answering that question now, but I promise you we've been on that.
You don't have the estimate to make public now?
Not now, but I will in about a week.
I see.
Where did your offer go? Like, if you were to make an offer, who would review the offer, accept it, or decline it?
So she's asking where would my offer go and who would accept or decline the offer. So there's different, you know, large brokerage firms, real estate investment trusts, some connections that we have that are very big in real estate, and it just goes through connections. It's different. It's not like going to local Remax and trying to get trying to buy the land. So, but again, the details of the operation, we're going to reveal everything online. But right now, until we have this, I need to make sure everything that I say protects my intel officers, protects our sources, and then I'm more than happy to provide that information from there.
When will it be available online?
Offers have been made?
I'm sorry, what was that?
If other offers have been made by other people for the land?
Again, I don't want to comment on that, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to dodge your question. It's just I have to protect the integrity of the intelligence operation. I apologize.
When will the documents be available online?
In about a week.
About a week.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you spoken with any of Virginia's or Pennsylvania's congressmen and senators? And might it be beneficial if some of the Saving Sweetbriar and you could get to meet with those individuals at the Capitol? Would that help?
I'm sorry, ma'am. Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
Yes, have you spoken with or do you plan to speak with any of Virginia's congressmen and senators about this matter? Or for that matter, I mean, there's students here from probably every state where we have been. Or would you be willing to go with a representative of Saving Sweetbriar and you go with them to see our congressmen or senators? Would that, and if we all contacted our senators and congressmen, and it'd be just about everybody on Capitol Hill.
Let me tell you something. So she's asking me if I would go meet with congressmen and senators from your state. Let me put it this way. If you guys were to ask me to climb a mountain and stand there for 3 days, I'll do it. So if you want me to meet with congressmen, senators, you guys tell me what you want me to do and what you need me to do, and I'm there.
Well, do you think that would help? You would have versions of every state, I'm
No,
sure.
but we've been calling. They're all ignoring us.
Well,
Who's in bed with who?
Call them again.
all again or?
Every day.
Every day.
I know it's frustrating because it's such a complicated situation and it's such an injustice. But again, after today, what's going to be good is that everyone will go back, do their own research, come to some more conclusions. Maybe I'm wrong about something. Maybe there's a different angle on something. And you tell me just what you want me to do, and it's done, sir.
Would Sweetbriar have any difficulty in meeting the 2016 academic year enrollment through scholarships or loans or whatever other devices they use to encourage participation of students?
Right, let me give you an analogy of what's occurring right now. Right now, you have a situation where you have a whole bunch of people on a plane, and the pilots are just crashing the plane.
Oh, shit.
That's what's happening. So, if officials do not do something about it, the college is finished. So, if they stop Rice and they stop Jones and they stop the agenda, Can it be saved? I think so. That's why I'm here. I wouldn't be here otherwise.
Yes, it can be saved. Yes, go Everett. Yay!
But again, you gotta replace the pilots. That's the thing. Get rid of Jones and Rice.
Yes.
Yes.
Are members of the class of 2014 being encouraged to sue the college and its board for abolishing their tenure?
They should.
Yes, they should. Are they doing it?
Yes, they are.
Yes.
From my understanding.
Threatened.
Right. They're being threatened.
They're scared.
Students are being threatened. Yeah, we are. We're being threatened.
Anything?
Question here.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you made an allegation of insider trading, and I know you said you're not able to release some information. Are you able to say when that occurred?
Yes, we have. The officials will be able to figure out from what we have already currently posted our current intelligence report on Jones. But we're going to have a revised one out. But again, we have to be careful because we can't reveal something that could impact the investigation. It's a complicated situation, but again, email me on my website, and I will try to provide you with as much information as possible to answer that question. But I just need to, on the spot, it's hard for me to answer.
Thank you.
Everett, can you comment on the actions of Jones at Trinity College, where he tried to spend the endowment of the Shelby Cullum Davis Endowment? And are his actions regarding donor intent the same here at Briar? Jones really doesn't care what a donor thinks or bequests. Jones really wants to do what Jones wants to do. Can you comment on the Trinity College fiasco?
Sure. I mean, what my intelligence officers found was that, he drained an endowment fund, and look, I don't think Jones is an ethical guy. I'm going to come out and say it. Personally, I don't like him.
So Jones,
Here, here.
So Jones drained the Shelby Cullum Davis Fund, and then the Connecticut Attorney General, along with the professor, sued Jones, and the professor and the Attorney General from Connecticut won. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, it is correct, folks, and he's trying to do the same thing here at Briar, only with a college.
Right.
Let's dump Jones!
Dump her!
Dump Jones! You know what? That's all silent.
Question over here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, it's more of a statement. We're all current students, and in regards to the whole, being threatened and everything, none of us have, directly been, confronted by, Jones or anyone in authority positions, but we have, definitely been told that, the banners that are being hung from the bell towers, if you're caught in the act of doing anything, against the school closing, transcripts will be held from being sent, diplomas won't be handed out,
Really?
we won't be getting, room deposits back, or, there's just there's, a whole list of things that, if you're caught in any way having anything to do with any, resistance against, any resistance against the school closing, that, they're gonna get you somehow.
Who is telling you that?
Well, I mean, Jimmy doesn't come up to me and is like, hey, if you do this, this is gonna happen. But
Is it a memo? Is it?
I've had professors tell our whole class have been guys, it's not worth don't screw around with the administration because you guys still need to graduate. Let the other people that have their diplomas deal with it because we still have to graduate.
None of it, they're not going to put any.
They're not gonna do anything where it's
Send us a list.
climate of fear.
Sounds like intimidation to me.
Yes,
I don't know.
Sounds intimidating. I love your banners.
Ma'am, the only thing, what I'll say in regards to that is that on the Tathborough website, there's a form for submitting intelligence, and we keep everything confidential, including to law enforcement. We never, ever name a source. So if you have anything that you want to submit it, and I promise you, without anyone's name being disclosed or anything, I will make it as public, as embarrassing for them as possible.
I'd just also like to state that my daughter testified in court. There were only 2 students that came forward and testified in court. To my knowledge, neither one of them have had any threats whatsoever for them. So
Thank you.
Ma'am.
So we've discovered some interesting connections with Collins University when Joe Ellen Parker was the president, in terms of selling them the junior year abroad program and also the horses. And it seems as though those negotiations have been going back for years. And I don't know if you're aware that now Collins is suing to get still ownership over that. Collins is greatly benefiting from our closure. And a lot of their decisions have been completely unethical, including continuing to gain our assets before the school even closes. Who's holding Collins accountable? If, Herring isn't doing anything, and if McAuliffe isn't doing anything, who can we count on? I mean, we're being slaughtered, and even by our sister school. Who's holding these people accountable? It's outrageous.
The only thing I'm going to say right now, and I know the TV cameras are gone, but that's okay, because I want to make sure everyone here can send a message. And there's a little lesson that HSBC learned from me is that, there is no too big to jail. And that is very important.
Say that again.
There is no too big to jail. Everyone is created equal. So these people are going to be held accountable. Maybe not now, but eventually they will be. And guess what? There's no way they can look themselves in the mirror.
Okay, but you know what? And I've sent every single document that we've come up with proving fraud, proving illegal behavior by Rice, by Jones, by the Curtin board. And I've sent it to multiple connections at the Washington Post. Have you seen anybody write about it? Zero. They get proof of illegal behavior, and then they write a fluff piece. So who's controlling the Post? What if this goes all the way up to Hillary Clinton for all we know? Is somebody holding her accountable? Is somebody going to hold McAuliffe accountable? All these guys are doing what they please without doing what's right.
Well, I can tell you as a Republican that, Hillary's never held accountable. But besides that, I don't. No. But any other questions? More than happy to. If not, it was an honor to be hosted here, and I really thank you all. And I'm trying my best for you guys here. So, ma'am.
As students, what advice do you give us to keep promoting it and get more attention and try and save it as best we can? Like, what can we be doing here to get more awareness?
You know what? Social media is the #1 weapon because it's really incredible. You can get just tremendous momentum that way. I think you guys, there has to be a change.org petition. There has to be, a whole campaign. Again, it's about messaging though. This can't be a message of Sweet Briar closing because then nobody will care. No offense, but the rest of America will say, keep college down in Sweet Briar, Virginia, who cares? You have to turn this into a national type issue where of a complete perversion of justice that will end up, eroding the United States of America. That's how you're going to get other people involved. And I'm reaching out. I'm reaching out to celebrities. I'm reaching out to this one, that one. I'm trying. But you students just keep tweeting, keep posting on Facebook. Go ballistic.
It's like a video game.
Ma'am.
I've actually been asked by one of our alumni to present you with a Sweet Briar tie from her collection.
Oh.
Can I do that?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Show us what it looks like, Everett. The Sweet Briar tie.
Okay, let's see. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3.
Is anyone at Sweet Briar attempting to recruit incoming members for the incoming class, or are they being prevented by the people who wish to abolish the college from doing that?
They're being prevented.
Our sources are telling us they're being prevented.
self-fulfilling prophecy.
That's what I started on every group.
But again, let me just, as a final word, let me just say that I really have been on like this quest, since HSBC, for justice and to do the right, promote, just to try to make a difference. I don't know if this is going to save the school. I'm praying to God that it does. I just want you guys to know that I really have tried my best on this. I'm going to continue to try my best. And I'm sincerely just trying to make a difference. And it's really an honor, even just to have you guys hear me out. It's an absolute honor. So thank you.
All right, go Everett.
Yay, thank you.
We have an incredible event on May 29th at Benford Country Club. Carbon Leaf Band is coming to play for us, and we're using it as a celebration for Saving Sweetbriar and the fundraising event. And we would love for you to be one of our guests if you would like to come.
Oh, it'd be an honor.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you
I
so
will
much.
get you the information.
Thank you.
And Everett, this is not a beautiful Sweetbriar tie, but it's a bumper sticker from New York City, from the New York City alums. We want to thank you for everything you've done in exposing this tyranny and the fraud, because good guys do have to stand up. So here, please put this on your car and
I will.
wear it with pleasure. Thank you for coming down to Sweetbriar. We really appreciate it.
I have a question about the board.
Okay.
If it's true that the majority of the board members were simply manipulated into this, they have to know some of the background now. What is keeping them from calling for a reconsideration? They have the majority.
All right, I'm going to say this. One of our sources comes from the board. So I highly... what's preventing the... And again, I appreciate this person coming for delivering intelligence. I will go to jail to protect this person's name. That's my job. I have to. And I can't violate that confidentiality, but what's preventing this person is the repercussions, the backlash, and that's why I gave the story in the beginning of me losing everything. And what this person needs to see is that, like in my situation, the good guys do win in the end. And you can lose everything and get everything back and fight and so you have to just do what's right, take the consequences, and that's what builds character. And I'm hoping this person comes forward.
That's one more question.
Sure.
Even if we don't succeed in keeping it open for this coming September, the fight is so far from over, and we can start again from ground zero. Are you going to continue to fight with us even through the next couple of years when things may become more clear?
Oh, I'm going to be fighting for you until the day I die.
Obviously, board members are either in on it or are terrified at this point. What is your recommendation in terms of, do we approach them? Who do we have approached them? And in what way, because we obviously have our legal team for the Safe Sweetbriar who also is doing their due diligence and working on it, without crossing the lines, how do we encourage these people, let them know, we want to support you, we don't want to attack you, but somebody has to come forward?
Honestly, nothing. Their own conscience is eating at them as we speak. They know what they're doing now by keeping silent is wrong, and it'll get to one of them. I'm confident on it. I'm confident.
Everett, have you seen the data that our Professor Gottlieb has produced using this study? Elizabeth White used and said women don't want to come to small liberal arts colleges that are in the rural area. The women don't want to come here anymore. And Elizabeth Wyatt and the board used this biased information and this data to decide upon the closure, and it was wrong and it was biased. Have you seen this report by Professor Gottlieb? Everybody in the media should see this report by Professor Gottlieb. Biased data was used to convince the board to close the college. We must not close